discuss some of the things that have been achieved in the last 3 years, less 1 week. The most important part of this administration is the impact it has made in human capital development, infrastructure renewal, fiscal responsibility, social justice, all wrapped up in restoring the dignity of our people. We are glad, even if we have to say so, that we are rebuilding trust in governance and government, delivering very tangible improvements in critical social and economic sectors of this economy. So, without any fear of contradiction, we can say that we've restored the pride of our people, both home and abroad. And it is not us that did it. It is your trust in us that helped us collectively do it. So, while we return all the glory to God, we also have to thank our people who brought us into office and whose trust we hold. And today, our people have faith in what government says it will do. And even if we fail, they know that it is not a mistake of the heart, but that of the head. Because we are humans, we will continue to admit that we are humans. So we can always make mistakes. So but the point is that anytime we make mistakes and we find that they are mistakes, we are not too proud not to go back and correct the mistakes. We've also been able to restore relative security across all the 17 local governments of the state. A few hours ago, I had a visit from the traditional rulers and major leaders of Umunnochi local government. The efforts they made to make the meeting today happen were so much that I thought that there was some pressing issue. So, in spite of all the things we are dealing with at this period, I consented to that meeting this afternoon. And it was attended by close to 40 of their leaders. And when the meeting started, they said that what they came to do is to thank us for what has happened in Umunnochi. And they went down memory lane prior to our coming to office. Major part of the local government were under the control of bandits and kidnappers. And when we came in, barely a month or two after we came in, I think that was in July, we launched Operation Crush and followed up with liberating all those communities. And thank God we were successful against all the pushbacks. So that is, so I was happy that the purpose of the visit was just to say thank you. And of course, a few other things that were discussed, which you will read when they are published. We also have been able to ensure justice and fair play in our system. Everyone who works for us expects and knows that by the 28th of every month, their salaries will drop. So, of course, there may be one or two challenges with that, but that will be the exception. The rule is that by the 28th of every month, salaries are paid. Pensioners also receive their full pension by the same 28th. So, and that helps with planning. It helps people also manage themselves. I've had a few people meet me in different places to speak about the pressure that had been removed from them by their dependents on their friends, relations who work in Abia, who before now would always depend on them for support. But that doesn't happen anymore. We have also recovered a lot of stolen assets, especially land, from people who acquired them illegally. Some of them have approached the law courts and we have met them there. And so this government is very, very strict about government property. So, and some of the things we have also done include criminalizing appropriation of government property and ensuring that we ring fence properties belonging to government. Our debt profile, we have been able to reduce it significantly by about 60%, from about 191 billion in 2023 to less than 50 billion at the end of 2025. Your government has also been positively ranked, particularly in areas of fiscal sustainability, transparency, and accountability. Budget State of the State report moved Abia from number 17 2 years ago in 2023 to number 4 last year, 2025. And we believe we'll continue to do well. These are independent rankings. And it just gives you an idea of how the government is being run. You also expect a lot of pushback from people who depended on primitive accumulation as their source of income. So that has been cut off. So sometimes when you see people complaining and pouring libation, it's probably because their mouths have been removed from the feeding bottle. On road infrastructure, in the last 3 years, We have completed the construction of 414 roads and measuring about 864.12 kilometers. Those have been completed, and a lot of them are going to be commissioned from next week. There are another 82 roads under construction, and they are different stages of completion. Those 82 roads, most of them on contract, measure about 212 kilometers. And we are consistent in terms of delivering street lights with the roads, and of course drainage. And we also put in place maintenance plans for the state, for the roads, under our direct labor agency and our zero pothole policy. Of course, we don't need to overemphasize the importance of roads. In a place like this, reduce transport costs, improve business efficiency, accelerate our trade and commerce. Of course, most importantly, creating jobs and boosting the engineering capacity of our compatriots who find themselves in those areas. In the health sector, we have hired 821 healthcare professionals in the last 3 years. 771 of them have resumed, and a few are in different stages of the recruitment process. We have over 193,000 people enrolled in the state health insurance scheme, and we encourage those who haven't enrolled to please enroll. Those who have enrolled have begun to enjoy the benefits of the insurance scheme. 277 primary healthcare centers have been retrofitted, 200 by the state government and 77 by the World Bank Impact Project, and they cut across the 184 wards of the state. At the moment, over 120 of them have been functionalized. That means that they are working at the moment. What we do is, by the time we finish rebuilding or building or renovating the health centers, we need to equip them properly, both with the normal equipment, and of course, we need to also staff them. So until the minimum standard we set up has been met, we do not functionalize them. So in the next few weeks, we will functionalize more until we get to the 277 that have been retrofitted. We have also fixed the cottage hospitals at Umihe. And Umihe is in Isialangwa South, and then the one at Apai in Osisioma. And very soon, they will be brought into the net of those where work has started. We are reconstructing the general hospitals at Okibe, Ikuano, Arochukwu, and Ohafia. Of course, the tertiary hospitals that we have mapped out in Amachara, Abia State University Teaching Hospital, and then the one at Umunato. The Umunato will be flagged off within the week. Abia State University Teaching Hospital is already being rebuilt, and those who have passed through Amachara will agree that a lot of work is going on there. We've completed the remodeling and renovation of the General Hospital in Obingwa and the one at Arochukwu. They are being fitted out as we speak. By next week, we will also commission them as part of the third anniversary ceremonies. In basic education, since we made education free and compulsory January last year, we have seen enrollment increase, and it continues to increase, and we are happy about that. At some time we saw a number of over 300,000, and I'm sure that we'll be heading toward the 500,000 mark. And that is what we want to see, that no child is left behind, and out-of-school children will reduce drastically if we cannot completely eliminate it. Like you all are aware, 5,394 teachers resumed last year. 4,000 teachers are in the process of being recruited and onboarded in the next few weeks. The process is ongoing. A lot of the schools are also undergoing renovation. But this is an area that we have not done very well because we started with about 221 schools, but we had to go back because we came out with a decision that all the schools that we are renovating should be done properly and secured. That means fenced. We still have a lot of the schools. If you go around, you find that there are a lot of schools that still require renovation and fixing. And I had a meeting earlier in the week with the team I set up so that we can ramp up the renovation of schools. I still see pictures of falling roofs, of classrooms with limited facilities, and that is not what we represent. So with the remaining part of this year, we will put ourselves under pressure to ensure that we have many of our schools, if not all, renovated and fixed. We have a minimum standard that we cannot go below. 2 smart schools are ready for commissioning, and we'll do that within the week. The Obakala and the Omuomayipu smart schools, I think another 3 should also be ready within the month of June. And we will also commission them. In the area of tertiary education, I think we've done well with Abia State University in Uturu, the Ogbonneonu Polytechnic in Aba, and Abia State College of Education Technical in Arochukwu. We've done massive work in all the tertiary institutions. We are not there yet, but I think we've moved from where we were. 10,000 bed hostel under construction in Abia State University. Faculties of law and agriculture also under construction. Hostels renovated, like you all know. And then accreditation have been restored for all the courses in Abia State University, and I believe Ogbonneonu Polytechnic also. I think we are working on the one for Abia State College of Education Technical. Okay, we've got them, right? Oh, okay. So thank you. So the accreditation has also been restored. That's a major. Those who know about this administration know that that's a major issue for us, because by the time we took over in 2023, we found that Abia State University Teaching Hospital had lost accreditation for 2 years running, and within 6 months we restored that accreditation. And it's he who feels it and knows it. If you go through a university teaching hospital graduate and your certificate is worthless, then it doesn't matter. You may have spent 8 years or 7 years, but that's what it is. And that is why we faced it and did that. In the area of lands and public buildings, as at yesterday, 4,707 certificates of occupancy had been signed. Information available to me is that that number is more than the total number of certificates of occupancy signed between 1999 and 2023. We also have completed the new Aba Master Plan, and it will be launched any moment from now. We worked with the UN Habitat and that. Of course, digitization of land records. Understand 4 million documents have been scanned into the system, and the whole idea is to have everything into the system, and at the click of a button you can search and know whether the document you have is original or fake. In the area of waste management, I think this is a major area for us. By the time we came in, the place was in a mess and was described as the dirtiest place in the country. They were declared a state of emergency, and this story has changed. Our people evacuate over 13 tons of refuse weekly, and over 2,000 jobs have been created in Abia State Environmental Protection Agency, just to keep our place clean. There have been rankings that placed the state as one of the cleanest states in the country, but those are rankings. I think what's important is that when you come out of your house and you are driving on our streets, you are not embarrassed by refuse dumps, which used to be the hallmark of the state. And I would like to thank everyone who was involved in attaining this feat. In transportation, Our electric buses, which were launched on the 23rd of December 2025, continue to ply our routes, depicting environmental sustainability and also supporting our people in terms of cost of transport. The numbers I have here is that we have served over 326,000 passengers as at the end of last month. So with the additional 20 electric buses coming in by July, I'm sure that number would double. And then we're also expecting after that another 30 buses. So the whole idea is to cover the entire state and provide affordable and sustainable transportation to our people. The Umuahia multimodal transport terminal, of course, you must be aware it has been completed and has been put to use. We will commission it on the 27th of this month, that's next week, Wednesday. We're also working hard on the Abia terminal, and I'm sure that if not end of this year, early next year, it will be ready for commissioning. We have solar carport hybrid microgrid power that we are installing both in Umuahia and in Abia. And the whole idea is for the charging of the buses. So the electric buses would not necessarily rely on grid power for charging, but on solar power. And we're already working on that. 70 bus shelters have already been delivered, 30 in Umuahia and 40 in Abia. Of course, critical junction improvement works have also been completed with automated traffic lights, easing traffic. In the area of justice delivery, we started with the construction of 17 court halls. Most of them have been completed, and a few of them are in final stages of completion. I think one had been commissioned earlier in the year, and the remaining 16 or thereabout, some of them are ready for commissioning, some are at the final stages. And they are all equipped with renewable energy, digital libraries, internet access, and of course, water supply. We had announced earlier that we had entered into an agreement with Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, EEDC, to acquire the electricity distribution assets in Umuahia, Bende, Ukwano, Ohafia, Arochukwu, Isukwato, and Umunochi. The agreement has now been signed, and we are now at the point of making payment and taking our destiny in our hands. You would have noticed that we hosted the CEO of Niger Delta Power Holding, who was in the state, after revamping the Aloji power plant. which have been down in the last 3 years. So part of our discussion is how to wheel part of the power into Umuahia so that we can at least guarantee some form of steady power supply until we are able to do the kind of thing that was done in Aba. We continue to support communities. At the last count, over 50 transformers have been procured and installed in different communities to restore light to them. We have installed over 10,000 solar lamps, street lights, in our Laptop Abia program. Of course, we have also secured our regulatory agency by setting up the Abia State Electricity Regulatory Agency so that we have independent electricity market under our control. We continue to do things in the social sector, sign the domestic violence law, and set up the Abia Center for Rehabilitation of Survivors of Rape, Defilement, Domestic Violence, and Human Trafficking. Sometimes when people go through some of these experiences, there's nowhere to go. So we, between the state and agencies, we set up this law so that victims will have somewhere to go to receive support. We are in the final stage of selling of the Afro beverages that we acquired from AMCON. Bids were accepted, and we took a decision on the best bid, and the agreements are now being signed, and payment will be made. The state will retain 10% of the company, and 90% will be sold to the private sector, who will have the responsibility of running it and running it profitably. We also having discussions to sell the Star Paper Mill that we acquired from AMCON. We have received bids, and we are discussing details. We plan to set up the SME Village and Innovation Hub in Aba to boost entrepreneurship. And we're in partnership with UNDP, who support us in this effort, just like they supported us with the setup of the Export Growth Lab in Aba. ICT and innovation we continue to push in terms of training our people. The Tech Rise program, cohort 3, started within the week, and it's a 3 months program. I think we are training about 850, just like we did the last time, and the whole idea is to equip our people with skills, required skills, so that they can not only create jobs, but they can also employ people. I mean, create jobs for themselves, but they can employ people. And that's the whole idea for us. We have had agreements to ensure that the whole state is covered with, at the minimum, 3G network. And our partners, MTN, is already at work with that. So anywhere you are in this state, the story of no network will be a thing of the past. Let me round up by just saying that this government is focused and determined at improving the welfare of our people, restoring the dignity of our people, developing the state, creating jobs for our people, and making life easier for everyone. So having said that, let me turn it to the moderators now so they can moderate.